Alright team, while I'm up here above the Waipapa Dam, 4 years with the 250 Rally, and I think I'm only now just getting towards its potential. So I've done one of these updates sort of every year of ownership, and I thought, here we are, year 4, better get onto it. So I got this bike a little bit before my 30th birthday, was a very lucky boy that year, and I have done a lot with it since. And yeah, right now I am in the hills behind the Waipapa Dam, using it like a dual sport should be used. So let's go over sort of the good points 4 years in, bad points. So good points, bike is able to get to places like this quite easily. I'm glad I didn't try and bring the Tiger 1200 up here while I had it. As tempted as I was, it would have probably ended poorly for me. So yeah, bike's really light. It's easy to pick up when it falls over. It's a good little get around bike to just explore places like this. It looks a tits too still. Yeah, picked up a few scratches here and there. The tank's got a fair few scratches on it now. The radiator, hopefully you can see that, there's a bit of a ding in it from when it fell over in a trailer of all things. Scratches here and there. The plastic retainer for in here's broken. Got zip ties. Where are they? Down there. Yeah, she's a tough little mountain goat, this bike. Really transformed it last year when I chucked the new suspension in it and went down to Moto SR in Taupo, and that transformed the bike. It really is worth it. B&B badge plate, that's there for peace of mind, because I have a custom sunk plug which sits down about, I don't know, 10mm lower than the factory one. So yeah, plastics on this side, very worn. That's from the pumice when I took this to Burnbuster. Stuff rubbing on the bike, but it's done some amazing things. And I keep thinking, oh yeah, I could sell this and get a bigger bike or blah blah blah, but that's not going to happen this year, not with the way interest rates are and my mortgage being up for renewal. So we're keeping the little Rosie the Rally, and yeah, got a few things to do to it. Its speedo's out by 15% now because I've got a 13 tooth sprocket on it, which makes it a lot easier to ride off-road. It's a little bit buzzy on highways, but it really, that's the trade-off, isn't it? It's always about compromise. Got the Moto X exhaust from Thailand, that's the full system. Now it's 100% legal for a Lambs bike in NZ to have a full exhaust system, where if you got a, well, if you're under 250 cc's, if you got an over 250 you can put a can on the end, but you can't put the full system on. But yeah, I've got some plans for the rest of the year with this bike. Hoping to get on the One Fool's Day adventure ride run by Motomat. So they're the same people that ran the Krieger One Big Day. That was fantastic, even if it was pouring with rain the entire time. So I got a few things to do for that. I might chuck on a new tyre, though I could probably just flip this around and get a bit more wear out of that. And I've got a spare partially worn rear tyre which I can chuck on the back if I wear that out in the next month and a half. I have a cunning plan that involves a lot of money in shipping from Thailand to get a whole new plastic set for it. Instead of keeping it the factory red and black, just go for the entire black kit. So mixing up the plastics from the, I think it's 2018, 2019 Rally and the 2017 Rally. Blacking the bike out. Really do need to look at getting a seat concept seat. My tailbone injury is not going to heal anytime soon, I don't think, so may as well try and make it a bit more comfy. I do have plans to get like a Garmin. I have been trying a TomTom lately, but you can't do off-road rides or plan with it with the TomTom. It's really dumb. So I'm liking the idea of getting myself a Garmin, and I can set it up there on the tower at the moment using a quad lock and iPhone. that does the job, but not particularly waterproof. Wouldn't want to drop it in a river. And yeah, got other plans. Want to go up to an oversized bar, get some new handguards that just offer a little bit more protection and aren't quite so bent. The bark busters have done brilliantly with the amount of times I've dropped this bike. I haven't broken a lever yet, but I came close on one big day. My clutch lever was a bit bent, but not unredeemable. Also, you can get a black number plate now, so I might do that just because you can. So, 4 years on the Rally. Yeah, I've had my moments where I've wanted to sell it. Lots of moments about that, mostly because of the power, or lack thereof. But then I do a ride like this, and I come out here, and I think, shit, why? Why get rid of this bike? So, yeah, pros and cons, obviously. But, yeah, she's a great little bike, this, and every time I get close to sort of thinking of putting it on the market, sort of wait a couple of days and go, you know what, I really can't get rid of this bike. It's just too good to let go. And for the kind of riding I want to do, like, it's gotten to the point now it's only worth about $6,000 according to the insurance company. So yeah, I can do whatever I like with it. A brand new bike would be what, $15,500 for the kind of bike I'm after, at least. So yeah, save the money, use the bike you got. So let's jump on again. Hopefully I haven't run the battery flat. I'm still on the factory battery, which I find unbelievable. The bike itself is 2017 and still is the factory battery. Now I still haven't managed to learn how to wheelie this thing properly. That doesn't matter. Oh, no riding with Tom. Oh, is this as far as this goes, or is there a trail that goes down further? Ooh. I believe that's as far as this trail goes. Bad little exercise though. Cool little power line track. Right, let's go back down. Back down the hill. So yeah, the ability to do stuff like this is why you get a dual sport, why you get a 250 or 300 Rally. Oh, there's a trail there. I wonder if that's what I want to go down. Let's go turn around and have a look-see. This goes somewhere and it doesn't just lead me into a horrible bog or a cliff. So, it's a bit overgrown. Oh, it's just too to this power line, I think. Yeah, just to this power line. Oh well, going down here now. Right, so on this bike now, I've been running them for about a year. I've got the Michelin trackers, which the guys, Lightweight Adventurers, Mark and Jamie, shout out lads, they were running them on their bikes, and I thought, shit, that looks like it'll do what I want. The Shinkos I was running before were pretty great for an adventure type or a 50-50. But they're just a bit slippy and more tough stuff, and I'm glad I wasn't running them on one big day, because I wouldn't have made it with all that mud and stuff. So here we go, down the greasy hill. Camera's going to make this look flat, but it's decently steep. I'm so glad I'm on this kind of bike. So bit of a shame this track doesn't really go anywhere. You don't want to get off full drive ruts. Get out of those. It's nice to get out here. Could almost go off-grid camping in some of these spots, but I do wonder about what kind of other people use these trails. There's a massive dump site up the trail further that makes you a wee bit sad, so probably not the most savoury of people come regularly up here. One of the other things that sort of I've still got a lot to learn about off-road riding that the Rally can guide me through, whereas a bigger bike will make life a bit more challenging, like counterweighting and such. There we go. Yeah, I've still got a lot to learn with my off-road riding. So, again, it's another reason to keep the Rally longer and longer, because I can quite happily drop this bike and not cry about it, but I can also pick this bike up. And yes, it's 157 kilos or thereabouts, but all the other bikes I'm looking at are around 200 or more, which is just, yeah, not fun. Though I do love the idea of more power. With these bikes, essentially the same engine architecture as the 300s, in theory, could bore it out or stroke it, bore and stroke it, but that needs certification and whatnot. And I don't know what it would do to the reliability. And that's another great thing about this bike, it's never let me down. At all, even with its factory battery. It's easy enough to push start if I drain the battery. Here's that sad dump site. That looks like the chairs I have at home. Hopefully there's no dead bodies in here. God, it's disappointing seeing this kind of carry on. Does this not go out anywhere? Oh. You don't want to go down there? I don't know, I don't think so. The other way, okay. he's got enough power for off-road riding as well. It's not bad for a little bike whose engine came from a CRF250L initially. It does the business. If anything happened to this bike, I really don't know what I'd do to replace it as well, because there isn't really a bike yet that sort of ticks all my boxes. Sort of the KTM 390 comes a little bit closer. That's still a decently heavy bike, though it's got almost twice the power. The KLR 650, that's kind of close as well. It's got the fuel range, bumper power, but you can't switch the ABS off. And yeah, all the twin cylinder stuff I just can't afford. They're upwards of $19,000. I have toyed with the idea of a Tiger 800, but again, I don't think I'd be comfortable doing this sort of riding on a big Tiger. Where I could just happily putt along, focus on the essentials, and get where I'm going. There we are, back down to the road. I do wonder if that track goes anywhere, but I'm just a little bit hesitant to go down it. So yeah, the Rally. 4 years of ownership. A few things I'd change still, I'd like to do, but it's the little bike that could. It does everything I need it to do. It does most of the stuff I want it to do. The only thing that I really want is more power and I'm doing big highway miles and more comfort. But she's been a great little bike. So we'll be keeping her for a while now. Right. I need a drink.